I said in my last Sonic video that Adventure 2 is one of my favourite 3D Sonic games. One of being the operative term. Sonic Heroes is my favourite 3D Sonic game. The first mainline Sonic game made from the ground up with non-Sega consoles in mind, Sonic Heroes was somewhat of a turning point for the series, with it being released on all of the then current gen consoles, the PS2, Gamecube and Xbox, and I've just realised I'm fucking old. This meant that a lot of people were trying out a Sonic game for the first time. I think Sega knew this and wisely decided to get rid of the differing gameplay styles to stick to mostly one style, but we'll get into this later. Before getting into the main meat of the gameplay, I should probably go over each of the stories presented in the game. Unlike the last two 3D games, there isn't really much to go over. Team Sonic starts with Sonic vibing in the desert like the ADHD-addled rat that he is. Tails flies in and gives Sonic a letter that can talk? Like those little hologram things in Star Wars? Hella. Eggman's gonna destroy the world and that's that. How polite of him to give Sonic and pals notice, you know, just in case they've got plans, in case they're busy. He didn't want to interrupt. He wanted to give them some time. Team Dark's story begins with Rouge breaking and entering. A dream for many, I'm sure. Guptil.
If anybody denies it, how dare you?
Probably more the entering, but... She frees Shadow from a big old tube and Omega, the robot left to guard this place, goes fucking sicko mode. They make up, they realise they all have a common enemy in goal and finding Eggman, and they make a team. Team Rose are living it up on the beach. Big is, surprise surprise, looking for Froggy. Cream is looking for Cheese's brother, and Amy is after Sonic. Team Chaotix's gotta get that dough. Simple as. The story is a lot simpler for Heroes, and I think it really works in its benefit. With this many characters running around, going for anything complex would have been a hot mess. I don't think a simple story is necessarily better than a more complicated one per se, but I believe it just worked out pretty well in this case here. No treasure hunting on mech levels this time around. Every level in Sonic Heroes is good old-fashioned platforming, with some little twists here and there for good measure. You control 3 characters at once and switch formations depending on the situation. Sonic, Shadow, Amy, and Espio are speed, Knuckles, Omega, Big, and Vector are power, and Tails, Rouge, Cream, and Charmy handle the flying. All characters feel pretty much the same across teams for the most part, apart from some very minor differences. Amy and Espio can't light dash, Espio can go invisible, Knuckles and Omega slides towards enemies as they punch, etc, etc. Each team plays through the same levels with some minor changes. Team Sonic is the main plain playthrough. Team Dark is the hard version. It starts out reasonable at first, usually only adding a few more enemies, but by the ending levels they drag on for a crazy amount of time, like up to 16 minutes, god damn. Team Rose is baby mode. Most of their levels are like 2-3 minutes tops. Like, you really have to try to mess up in these. This isn't a complaint, by the way. Team Rose are insanely useful for a very specific purpose, which I'll discuss later. And Team Chaotix... they're chaotic, alright. They serve as a kind of mission mode, I guess? Levels can range from collecting 10 crabs, finding a chow, putting out 75 torches. I'm serious, these are wild cards. Level times can range from 2 minutes to like 20. Controls are a bit weird, admittedly. They work well and responsive for the most part, but a common criticism is that running, especially in speed formation, can feel slippery. And yeah, I get that, the acceleration is cranked up like nobody's business, especially compared to the adventure games, but it's something you get used to rather quickly. Levels tend to be designed with much wider pathways to compensate for the movements. All moves are unlocked from the get-go too. For speed characters, the homing attack of course returns, and replacing the spin dash is the rocket excel, which to be honest is just a really bad, wonky spin dash, a real step down in my opinion. A new tornado move is mainly used to destroy shields and spin up poles, so that's something. Power characters have their normal attack moves and a triangle jump, letting you float up high on fans. Flying characters have their Thunder Shoot, which is used to stun enemies and of course fly. That is until you max out their levels, which is when Thunder Shoot turns from a stun move into a goddamn nuclear bomb. All characters can level up to a maximum of 3, but the flying characters in particular become absolutely broken. The last new feature is the Team Attack, a screen nuke that gives each team a unique power up for a short time. For Team Sonic, Thunder Shoot and Homing Attack become extra broken. Team Dark use Chaos Control to stop time, which can be pretty useful, but not in the late game stages though, when it stops doors from opening. Team Rose have by far the best. It levels up every character, gives you a shield and invincibility. Absolutely fucking insane. Team Chaotix give rings for each enemy killed, meaning if you use this in a big group, you just keep getting team blasts over and over, which is admittedly pretty fun. I don't really have much to complain about level-wise. First off, I love the art design of every single one. It feels like this is what levels from the 2D games would look like in a 3D space. To this day, I don't think any other Sonic game has captured that aesthetic nearly as well as Sonic Heroes does. I'd actually really like to see another game in this type of style, art-wise. And gameplay-wise, I think the team attacks are pretty interesting as a concept. Like the classic games, levels have two similar themes back to back, introducing concepts in the first and ramping said concepts up in the second. Honestly, it's better to go over levels I'm not as big on rather than standouts, as there are that many good ones in my opinion. Rail Canyon and Bullet Station are probably my least favourite in the game, and that's due to the grinding mechanic feeling a little unpolished, shall we say. Mystic Mansion is also underwhelming too, particularly with Team Dark and Chaotix, as it's the most guilty of just dragging on and on way beyond its welcome. And how could I forget that fucking required tutorial level that stops you every 10 seconds? Oh yeah, there are bosses in this game. There are 3 types: Eggman robots, team battles, and enemy waves. And they're all stupidly easy. The enemy waves are just as they sound, beat a bunch of normal enemies. I don't know how else I can add to that. You just fight a bunch of guys. The first 2 Eggman mechs in team battles take under a minute to beat. The only exception is the Egg Emperor, which isn't hard, but it's just kind of boring. It's able to tank a lot of hits compared to the other bosses, and it just repeats voice lines over and over, even on top of each other. All in all, bosses are a nice little change up in terms of gameplay, but they're pretty inconsequential. The only other different stages are the special stages. Remember when I said Team Rose had a very specific use? So in every stage, there are keys scattered around all the levels, but if you grab a key in an even numbered level, and clear the level without getting hit after grabbing it, you have a chance of grabbing a Chaos Emerald. Since Team Rose's levels are so easy, it's best to save the emerald hunting for their levels to make things more convenient when playing. I don't know how to describe these sections as anything other than a complete fever dream. As the story took a major backseat in this game, I don't really have much to say about the voice acting. It's fine, the characters sound like themselves. In fact, it probably says a lot that the frequent in-game banter doesn't really bother me since most of it sounds natural. The only exceptions I would say are Tails and Charmy, but I think they were voiced by actual kids, so I can't really be too harsh. As for the music, literally every stage theme is a banger. Sonic games always have good music, but the OST in Sonic Heroes really is on another level. If I had to pick out the best of the best, I would have to say the tutorial level. Egghawk, Grand Metropolis, Casino Park, Hang Castle, and Egg Fleet are my favourites. But the best song goes to the one and only Frog Forest. You already know all my homies love Frog Forest. The main theme for Sonic Heroes, called Sonic Heroes, I wonder how they came up with that one, is 100% cheesy, but good fun. It's just one of those songs that can put a smile on my face listening to it. Each team have their own vocal tracks too. Team Sonic's theme, We Can, is my least favourite out the bunch. It's all about sticking with your friends and saving the day, which fits the team for sure, but the way the song sounds as a whole just doesn't do it for me. This Machine is the theme of Team Dark, and it's one that I really enjoy. The song is from Shadow's point of view, I think, and it describes his confusion about his amnesia and the power of himself and his teammates. It goes for a heavier type of rock, which fits the three really well. Well, I didn't expect this. The theme of Team Rose, Follow Me, is probably my favourite out of the vocal tracks. It's this really peppy pop-punk love song. It's insanely early 2000s, and I'm all here for it. And this is also a really quick random tangent, but it reminds me so much of May's theme from Guilty Gear Strive. Team Chaotix. That's the name of their theme. I wasn't really into this one when I first played this game so many years ago, but over time it's really grown on me. It's just fun. What more do you need? So you'd think doing every team's story would be the end of the game, right? Aha! You fool! You fell for one of the classic blunders. Turns out getting all 7 Chaos Emeralds as well as finishing the story of every team is required in order to unlock the last story. At the end of each team's story, that had them all ending up on Eggman's airship. Sonic and Co are being harassed by Amy, Rouge and Omega find a room full of Shadow clones, and Team Chaotix find the client who's been instructing them the whole time. And it's none other than Eggman. Metal Sonic has been pretending to be Eggman the whole time, copying the data of Team Sonic, Shadow, the Chaos data from Chikula and Froggy, and Team Chaotix, maybe? I think? He turns into a giant robot dragon, and I don't know, the writing for the rest of this scene is so funny to me. Eggman's like, aha, what if we had the Chaos Emeralds? Unless... And of course, how could I forget the real superpower of teamwork? This is where the fight with Metal Madness begins. It's pretty simple, but fun enough. Smack the glowing thing with anything aside from the character the colour represents. In my opinion, this section doesn't need to be very complex, since this is build-up for the proper fight. After beating him, Metal Sonic grows wings, Sonic goes super, and Tails and Knuckles get a friendship ball? Hooray! Why? Tails not going super, as much as I think he should, I kinda get it, but Knuckles absolutely should. He can go super just the same as Sonic and 3 and Knuckles, so why not now? Minor gripe aside, the final boss, Metal Overlord, is a ton of fun. It's the best boss in the game by a country mile. Overlord can only be hurt by the Team Blast, so you need to switch characters on the fly in order to counter as many attacks with some crazy boosted moves of your own. And the song What I'm Made Of just ties it all together for this to be my favourite final boss in the series. With a final cutscene of, admittedly, Sonic rubbing salt in the wound that Metal Sonic just got fucking clapped. That ends Sonic Heroes. Is this game perfect? No. Do I have a bias from playing this game as a kid? Obviously, but what can I say? It's fun and I like what I like. And I hope my reasoning as to why has come across in this video on why Sonic Heroes is my favourite 3D Sonic game. Yeah, and that's the end of this video on Sonic Heroes. Thank you all for watching. And thank you for 50 subscribers. I've noticed I've hit that recently. That's really cool. You know, hopefully we can get to 100 in the not so distant future, maybe. That would be pretty sweet. And thank you so much for all the views on the Demon Souls iceberg. That's nearly at 2,000 views now, which is absolutely crazy. I want to thank you all for the, the support on this and, well, that and every other video so far I've made. Just a bit of news on my part. I don't really know what I'm going to continue with. It's probably going to be easiest for me to continue with Sonic games for now that are on the Gamecube, with like Shadow the Hedgehog being the next game. But I just recently got a PS5, so I don't know if I'm going to use just the inbuilt streaming features for footage of, say, maybe Bloodborne or the Demon Souls remake, or to get a capture card. Or I don't know if I want to cover another iceberg. I'd like to, but I'm just not sure what series I want to cover. So if there's a particular iceberg that people are interested in me covering, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, and let me know what you think about Sonic Heroes as well. Do you think it's a good game? Did you grow up with it? Yeah, let's just get discussions going. That'll be cool. But yeah, I want to thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye bye.